so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
And that was our 35th President, John F. Kennedy. Today, May 29th, we celebrate this president's 106th birthday.
To celebrate this day, we have decided to put together a video of JFK and the truth behind his assassination. This video contains a full version of the story, the various different perspectives of people who saw the assassination who worked with Kennedy.
On November 22, 1963, we remember this president's death who affected millions of people. How it all went down hasn't been 100% told yet.
This all started when President Kennedy first planned to visit the states of Florida and Texas in order to win their votes for the next elections.
President Kennedy was being accompanied by his wife Jacqueline Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally and his wife. They were going on a 10-mile motorcade in downtown Dallas in a Lincoln convertible, waving to the big crowd gathered for the parade.
While they were driving by the Texas School Book Depository, his car turned off around 12:30 p.m. This is when Lee Harvey Oswald fired 3 shots from the 6th floor, injuring JFK and John Connally.
The 3 bullets struck the president's neck and head. JFK was pronounced dead 30 minutes later at the Dallas Parkland Hospital.
After the president's death, his body was taken over to Love Field and placed on the Air Force One. Lyndon B. Johnson took the oath of office to become president.
Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested an hour later and taken to the police headquarters. He stayed there until November 24th, where he was being transferred from the police headquarters to county's jail.
Throughout the years, there have been many different stories on how the assassination happened.
There have been many investigations made to really know how Kennedy was assassinated.
Among these investigations, there are 3 that stand out. Those are the FBI investigation, the Warren Commission, and House Select Committee.
According to the Warren Commission, the autopsy was not released to the public at first, since they had no authorization of the Kennedy family.
The commission proves to be actually controversial, since their initial conclusion was that Oswald acted himself as a lone gunman who failed to satisfy that people that were witnesses of the attack and others that found and researched other conflicting details.
This caused conspiracy theories to rise involving suspects like the Soviet and the Cuban governments in other organized crimes, FBI, CIA, and even Lyndon B. Johnson himself.
The documentation of Warren Commission, despite the agreement with HSCA, was placed in the National Archives, and today that has been released to the public, despite the fact that today the autopsy has been released to the public. Back then, to view it, it requires a presidential or congressional commission or the Kennedy family's authorization.
On the other hand, the FBI investigation stated that, after conducting about 25,000 interviews and running down tens of thousands of investigative leads, the FBI found that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. The Warren Commission, which spent nearly a year carefully studying the assassination, agreed.
A retired FBI agent, Robert Frazier, studied the case since it happened, and ever since that happened, he is convinced that the only shooter is Lee Harvey Oswald.
Frazier said, "There has never been anything to indicate positively that anybody else was involved." Frazier believed that after all those years, he is confident that work and his colleagues conducted was meticulous and thorough.
In the late 1970s, the HSCA, House of Representatives on Assassinations, actually stated a different and new investigation regarding the president's death.
The final report in 1979, HSCA actually agreed with what the Warren Commission suspected. Speculation arose that there was a high probability that there was a second gunman.
On November 24th, Jack Ruby, a club owner in Dallas, shot and killed Lee Harvey Oswald. Viewers saw on live television how Harvey was shot and killed while he was being transferred to county jail.
Jacob Robinstein claims that he was upset with the death and the sitting president, and he later attended the press conference following Lee's arrest.
Jack Ruby entered the basement of the county jail after placing some money for his exotic dancer at his club and shot Oswald from a close range before being retained.
This was caught on live television, and he was being retained by the policeman around the area.
A conspiracy theory arose that Jack Ruby killed Oswald in order to prevent for Jacqueline Kennedy to testify at Oswald's trial.
Others said that he killed Oswald, so he couldn't comment the real reason why he killed the president.
He was later convicted to death penalty in his own trial, and then since the ruling against Ruby was not legal, they overturned their conviction.
The Warren Commission was involving Ruby was part of the crime world and find out that he had no intentions of participating in this.
The same day, Kennedy flag draped casket was moved from the White House to the Capitol, while the casket laid in the Capitol Rotunda, about 250,000 people flew to pay their respects.
We have two of our most respected news reporters in the Arlington National Cemetery, where JFK casket was placed on November 25th, 1963.
Juan Diego, Julian, how's it looking out there?
Thank you, Sofia and Nane. We are pleased to be out here and to show you what is going on.
There's a lot of people commemorating his birthday.
Well, let's take a look around and ask people how they are feeling.
Excuse me, ma'am. Why are you here today?
I'm here commemorating President Kennedy.
What did you think of him?
He was a great president. He fought civil rights.
Do you think he was a good person?
Yes.
You think he will be missed?
Yes, a lot.
Well, it looks like the people have a lot of respect for President John F. Kennedy.
Yes. Alright, hey, back to you girls.
Thank you, Julian and Juan Diego. You really showed us how much Kennedy meant to our community.
What a great day to commemorate President Kennedy and the great things that he did.
It has been a total pleasure sharing this story with you, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for your support. Goodbye.